What if? What if might sound like two simple words that don't hold much meaning, but for me, they became the most game changing words that I ever heard. As I mentioned in my last video, I grew up being very insecure about my actions, and to some extent, I still am in some areas of my life, but small steps are carrying me where I want to go. There was a time in my job where I didn't really wanted to try something new. To some extent, I lived in fear of what might happen if one of my actions got out of control and caused more harm than good to others. That I would become more of a burden than an asset to the team. Most of my job implies helping people and driving here and there. I'm a public server, if you would, so pretty much all of the time I need to be in training, drilling, and doing exercise to meet the standard for my job. I'm saying this just to give you some context about what I do and taking consideration I'm not from the US. I live in some part of Mexico. I learned how to drive by age 18, and when I got my job I had the need to learn how to drive trucks, and I mean big trucks. So with time I learned how to do so, no problem with that. And after that I took many training courses over the years until one day this new truck arrived to where I was working. And I remember the person who was my boss gave me the order to receive that new truck. And when I mean receive, they mean to take charge and be responsible for it. I remember looking at my boss and telling them, Sir, with all due respect, I'm not qualified to drive that truck like that. This truck was a manual transmission truck. By that time, I have already drove many manual transmission trucks and small to medium vehicles, but not a 10-gear transmission with converter included. Taking consideration that by that time I've never moved something like that, and for someone new to a type of vehicle, it may look something like this. Yeah, something like that. Uh, doesn't, doesn't look scary. No, my boss at the time looked at me and told me that I am more than ready to drive that vehicle, and that was his final word. Again, I looked back at him and told him, "Yes, sir," and that was it. I hopped into the driver's seat and started the engine, and my boss got into the co-pilot seat, and that was enough for me to make me start sweating like crazy. Got the first gear in, the second one, third one, and by the fourth, I thought I got everything mastered over that vehicle, and for sure I was ready to dominate the track. That until fifth gear came in and I didn't revolutionize the engine correctly, and the engine started to stall before I could even take it to the next gear. I just stopped and started all over again, and I did it like for over I think 8 attempts until my boss told me just to stop. I was sure this man was going to kick me out of the truck and get mad at me, but instead of that, he told me, "Well, you still have some practice to do, but you're staying." I stared back at him and told him, "Sir, I can't do it. I'm just going to mess up the transmission badly." He told me, uh, what did he tell me? No, son, you're staying, and that's an order. I'm going to teach you what you need to do. Well, I'm going to teach you what you need to drive, and that's going to be my final word. And What about if I crash or even break up the unit? We no longer have any truck to do our job. Uh, that's a risk I'm willing to take. You are smart and make sure you learn fast. Okay, but what if I crash? This man looked at me with a more serious manner and told me, "Son, look at me. How many times have you tried driving a truck that size?" I answered, "Never, sir." "Then don't tell me you can until you have given it your all. We begin right here, right now." "And what if I crash?" "What if you don't?" "Sir, what if I break up the unit?" "What if you don't?" "What if I mess up again?" "What if you don't?" I swear I kept throwing every excuse to this man I could find that to some extent it really implied a level of risk. But the answer of this man was, "What if you don't?" What if? Then, after being like that for almost a solid 3 or 4 minutes, it clicked at me. It made that click. What if it didn't happen? What potential was I having if what if was just that? Just what if? This man gave me no choice. He gave me no way out. He stood his ground and taught me with a lot of patience how to drive what basically was a big ass truck, and taught me that valuable lesson to not think in about in the what if this happened, what if that happens. Of course, just jumping to a situation like that could put you into trouble or even harm you. But at times, you just gotta take the leap of faith and believe that what you are doing is the correct process. Sometimes stopping to wonder what if could get you stuck just thinking and the many outcomes, and after that fear will settle in. And when that happens, my friend, that's when most people will stay. It happened to me at one point, and it could happen to you if you let it. What if that thing you fear? What if that injury? What if that situation? What if that moment you were hoping for never happened? Just think about it. What are the chances for you to miss? And even if it happens, that thing you fear happen. At some point, you still will have to deal with it. So why not deal with it sooner rather than later? Some people don't know how much they're capable of doing. Perhaps I haven't got my full story out there yet, but I gotta tell you from personal experience that you, the viewer, are capable of so many positive things. You can endure more pain than you know. You are capable of helping others just by using your words. You don't necessarily need a uniform or title to help people. Sometimes you just need to be present for someone who's going through a hard time. If you don't know what you say, if you don't know, sorry, if you don't know what to say, you can always just stay silent and be there for them. Hug them, tell them a joke, even if the situation allows it, of course. Be kind to everyone, but always be aware that not everyone might mean good intention to you, and not everybody will be kind to you. Focus on you and your self improvement always. Someone hurts you, just get over it, move on, and don't stay in the same spot all of the time. My name is Jaco, and I'm here to tell you that you are appreciated. Don't waste time lingering in the same place, and always there to make the first move. You never know what might happen. Look at me. I'm I'm here doing YouTube now when I could be doing this just years ago. And nowadays, I am a more confident driver. Thanks, thank you to that man's teachings, and that simple lesson has helped me carry out more troubles. And I hope to see you in the next video. And bye bye.